What's up, you guys? Welcome back to I'm Not in the Mood podcast. Oh my God. Episode 8. Oh my gosh. 8. We are really doing this and it is Don't start nothing, okay? We got only 30 seconds in. My Lord. Well, you guys, if you're new here, welcome back to the show. We are so excited that you're here with us. And we're here to bring some great laughs. We're here to have some unscripted conversations. And we hope that this brings great healing to you guys while we're laughing and joking with you, doing some hot topics. So let's start with some introductions. My name is Theo. Mr. Please Don't Irk Me. And to my right and to, oh my God, who do we have here?
Oh, my name is Jade. Hey.
And we are so excited. So first of all, how are you?
I'm here.
Oh my Lord. Not Brenda Clark Cole. Please don't start with me.
I was thinking a bit more Cynthia, a bit more Fanny.
Oh, I'm here for that. A little color purple.
Okay.
I'm here for that because I am here. My God.
All right.
Well, if you are new here, what we do is a mental health check on a scale from 1 to 10. So how are you mentally?
Mentally. Ooh.
A scale from 1 to 10.
1 to 10.
Lord, we're hoping for high.
I'm gonna give a mid. I'm gonna give a 5.
A 5? Okay.
We'll go 5.
Why 5?
Because so happy about some things.
Okay.
You know, finish school. So happy about that.
Of course. Come on here.
I'm very done. So
well, because you did what? You mastered it.
Oh my God. Please.
Somebody got a master's coming, my Lord. It's all about them letters behind the name for me. That just gets me every single time.
No, the letters do get me.
Yes,
well.
definitely
I can't
for
even lie. So very, very, very happy, very proud. Didn't think I was going to make it, and that's not an exaggeration.
No.
So that contributes to the highs, and then just, the chaos and stressors of life kind of contribute to the lows. So we're just going to balance out right there at the midway point.
It's not bad though.
It could be worse. It could be better. It could be worse.
It really could be. No, but I mean, 5 is not that bad. It's not that bad. No. I'm here for a 5. We're here for a 5.
You know? Well, what about you? Scale of 1 to 10, where are you at?
Scale from 1 to 10, I'm still up in a high.
I don't
know. It's just, I'm really at like a 9. Like, I'm really...
I love that.
I'm not going to say a 10 because nothing's perfect, but I'm really tired though.
Okay.
But like really exhausted. But I'm just really excited to really be doing, I think, what I'm destined to do, what I'm purposed to do. So I'm doing that a lot more. I can't say that like, I probably am doing too much. Where like I will like do entirely too much and then be really tired. But then when I see the final products, like even when like we post this podcast, I feel good about myself that like I did that in the midst of being tired, in the midst of all the stuff that's going on, in the midst of just the life of Theo. Ooh. Like, cause there's a lot that goes on. Actually, probably 2 got star much.
Way
like
too
literally,
much.
like the song says more than I can bear. I mean, hey.
Right.
I mean, the
feeling
bear
a lot like more. Feeling a lot like more.
But nonetheless, I can feel God's hand on me. I can see the great things that He is putting in front of me. I can see, I can see clear now that the rain is gone.
All right.
My Lord. But yeah, I'm definitely
all
at a 9.
Obstacles in your way. Okay. That's a great song. Oh my gosh, I haven't heard that in so long.
Really great song. But let's get into some hot topics, okay?
All right, let's start it off.
Listen, because this Shannon Sharpe thing is really getting out of hand. These escapades are just really doing a lot.
Like, come on.
So we all know what's going on with Shannon Sharpe. It's really big all over the internet right now. And he is being accused for, I believe, sexually assaulting somebody. What's the other one? Because the person's name isn't out yet. It is a Jane Doe. Now, there was a woman in 2010 that came out, which she resurfaced again because she said that, like, now y'all believe this little girl when I told y'all, like, some odd years ago that he was doing this. So now she's coming up about in the story and things like that. How do you feel about a 50-plus-year-old man messing with a 20-year-old girl? We going in hot, y'all. My bad. Do you think that's weird?
Yes and no. I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay, here we go.
I'm gonna tell you why. I honestly think it depends on what you're looking for and what the purpose of it is, right? Because if you just out here trying to, just hook up, then like
have a good time.
Yeah, then like you know what I mean?
Right.
But if you're not at 50 about to convince me that you have fallen in love with this 20-year-old,
watch yourself.
You have nothing in common.
Right.
You are in two completely different phases of life. Like completely different. So that's where I'm just like, that's where it will become weird for me. Like, what do you want?
Are you even lasting sexually with this person?
And the crazy part is, I used to get offended, like, if my mom would say something like that, like, well, what you trying to say about me? No, there's absolutely nothing. There's no parallels here.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
There's no way that we can meet.
Yeah.
Like, unless we're doing actual business together, and like you have like a great following or something like that, and I'm trying to work with you and collaborate, then that's totally fine. But actually trying to sexually influence somebody or try to go after someone at your big age of 56 is really, really wild to me. It's really wild. Now, my thing is, I want to know the name of the girl. I want a picture, because like, I believe her picture came out or something like that.
That's crazy.
But she is an OnlyFans girl. Another reason why, Shannon, why are you messing with those type of girls in the first place? Because a lot of people warned him, because I don't know if you've seen Monique, where she came at him and said, like, you need to stop messing with these little girls and get you a grown woman. Because, like, there's a reason that you should be laying up with a 20-year-old either way. I don't care if somebody say, well, she's an adult. You're weird. You're weird. And I really don't like that type of stuff. I really don't.
If you don't... I mean, there's a reason why older people will go for younger people.
Yeah.
And it's usually based around some type of control, in a sense.
Yeah.
So, hate that it had to be you, Shan.
I mean, I won't say that, but Shannon, I wish you nothing but the best. I mean, I really, really do. But at the same time, I hope you take this as a lesson. I hope you take this and say, like, all right, I hope that this is an eye-opener for you. That, like, whatever that you're doing right now, stop it. Like, you have entirely too much going on in your life, especially all the great things that's happening with Club Shay Shay and him being on ESPN, being alongside Stephen A. Smith and things like that, because he even said that he was dropping himself from ESPN until all this is cleared away. So you're losing money in some type of way, all because you want to have a little young white girl. But that's neither here or there, right? My Lord. But moving on. But now, we talked about Target before when they dropped this DEI thing. Now they are backpedaling because they believe that they have made the wrong choice with enforcing this new thing into their company. How do you feel about them apologizing and coming back like to say like we did it wrong? It. No? Okay.
That's what companies and people do. Mm-hmm. People say stuff, they do stuff all the time, and then when it doesn't hit the way that they thought it would hit, then they come back and it's, issuing statements and apologies.
Yeah.
You as in Target didn't think that Black people were serious, and that you weren't really going to be affected by the decision that you made. And now that you see, like, oh, they were not playing.
No, we weren't.
Now you have apologies. Mm-hmm. Sorrows.
Not sorry. Did you ever think that they were ever going to backpedal and say, like, okay,
yeah, once I started seeing that number of what they were losing increase as the reports came out, I knew it was coming.
Yeah, because they took a really hard hit during, I think, like the first month or something like that they did it, and they were just like, oh, we didn't think it was going to hit that hard. No, we were dead serious.
I knew it was coming.
You say you didn't want us there, then we weren't coming, like, at all. How did you feel about some of the lawsuits that came out with them where, like, they fired somebody? They fired one person because on their name tag they had something about Jesus, but then they like backpedaled again and said And then they backpedaled again and like said that, you know, we took the person back and reinstated them. But then now it's like an ongoing thing. They actually had about 6.
I'm sorry, that's just really crazy.
No, they actually had about 6 lawsuits ever since 2025 has started. So pretty much they had one every single month.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So a couple were dismissed, but there are some that are still ongoing at the moment.
Hate that for you, bud. Like that's all I have. That's all I have.
Hate that for you, bud is really crazy. And it's crazy because everybody knows I love Target, but they will never see me. And it's crazy because this shirt is from Target, but I purchased it before they did the whole thing, like, stuff like that. Just to be clear, because I know somebody gonna probably call me out and be like, I know that frog and toad thing. I know that like was yesterday. And no, so I got this before the strike and all the things that we were doing, but I really, not saying I hate this for them, but I am happy that they're seeing that like you need us. Point blank, period. Like, you need the people. Y'all think that those old white women are going to keep it open for you? They probably got 5 more years left. They're not. They're really not in there.
That's not where they're shopping.
No, that's not. That's not where they're shopping. But they literally thought the white people were going to keep it up. And I'm just like, if that's your target.
Why? When that's not who's. Okay. Okay.
Because at the same token, I mean, good luck, Target. Good luck. Okay.
Like, I'm sorry you thought that.
Right. We'll still see you on the other side because obviously you'll never see me again. But I do want to move on to the My Future Wifey podcast. There is a lot that's going up about this, like about Pastor John saying what he said. You know, saying that he only drunk from his wife. Anytime he's thirsty, he drinks his wife. And then he had a little tongue action. He had his facial expressions and mannerisms and things like that. Did you watch the full clip? Okay. So you didn't just watch just like the clickbait one that everybody's pretty much talking about. No, so what were your thoughts on that?
The full clip. So when I first saw the clip that surfaced, I said, John, information that I could have gone my entire existence without. Was a fan. I can't really categorize whether it's current or not because I haven't followed him in more recent years, but I used to be like a really big fan, like watch their show and everything.
The preacher thingy or something like that. That was
he had his own show, his wife, when their kids were younger.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And it was actually a pretty good show.
Oh, okay.
Because it just followed him as he went about in the ministry. So like as he talked to different people and things like that. It was really nice.
And you know he was Kirk Franklin's backup singer for the longest.
Yeah,
he was actually part of the family.
Yeah, because he do be singing.
He does.
And so I was a fan. But yeah, so back to what I was saying. The clip that surfaced was crazy.
Ridiculous.
John, why?
Like, stop it.
Why? So I was irritated. But then I was just like, I need more context. Because like, how did we get here?
Right.
And so I went back and so I watched not the full episode because that was like 2.5 hours and I didn't have 3 hours. But I did watch from starting when Aventer started talking and then moving on to John and things like that. What I will say is when we got to John's part, he started to piss me off a little bit. I'm not going to lie. Because the question that the host asked him was, why did his extramarital relationship stop simply at conversation and didn't move into like a sexual act?
Yeah.
And then John started talking about all of his trauma.
Yes.
Now, I was familiar with his story already and the things that he experienced from watching the show.
Yeah.
But he started to kind of lose me in the beginning because I'm just like, that's not what we asked you.
Right.
And you're not about to give the sob story to try and
the victim, if that makes sense. Yeah.
What happened. But he started to bring the point home and I recognized why he shared what he shared and he was just kind of going through his relationship with sex and how he was raised and all of that stuff. So it was it was pretty interesting. It was a pretty good clip to watch.
I thought it was too. Now, I will say I was probably one of the first people to comment because I seen it on site first. Mm-hmm. So I was probably one of the people that commented. I was like, this is what we call a cringe because it really was a cringe. Because it really was. No, like it really was because the way his face was, like it looked like perversion a little bit. Like
your face is killing me.
And I was just like, stop that. And then like, when the whole tongue thing happened, I was like, this is too much because I seen how Avatar like moved in her seat and then he looked over, act like he was like about to lick it like right there. It was just entirely too much. Now I did make a video and I told people I was like, just make sure that you watch the full thing because what the world wants to do on Al Gore, Obama's, and Beyonce's internet, what they love to do. What they love to do is find the most outrageous clip and then post that so that people can flock towards the video.
Right.
But like, and a lot of people in the comment section tore me apart because they're just like, no, did you see his face? No, did you see the full clip? Because what you guys love to do is take 15 seconds and just run with it. And that's one thing I really don't like. Another thing I don't like is that a lot of people hold these celebrities up to a higher standard than like their own standard they have for themselves. And I get it that they're in the limelight. I get it that they're like famous and things like that. And we know about them, but don't hold them to a higher standard because we're all still going to be human.
We are. And I agree with that. I was a bit torn in listening to him talk just with some of the things that he said. I was torn as well. Because for me, it's if you know that you are like one of the things that he said was that he was preaching perfection from a broken vessel. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So for me, if you know that, like if you know and you feel like you're a broken vessel, why don't you do something to fix it? Right. Like he said that, he and his wife are in counseling every week now, both like marriage counseling and then individual counseling. Mm-hmm. But why did it take for you to get to that here point? Mm-hmm. to get to that point? And he talked about how he would pray and like cry almost nightly because he felt like he didn't really truly know how to love his wife and he didn't understand why she loved him. Yeah. And he didn't trust that she loved him. And you, again, preach and pray over so many people and you're telling me that God did not instruct you or place on your heart that you needed to fix some things and resolve some things within yourself.
That's really good. That's really good because, and not that I'm making an excuse for him because obviously we all had to be held accountable and I don't want it to be like the final say from me to say like, well, we're all human and we're going to mess up. No, we still have to take accountability and we still need to know where like, okay, I'm failing in this area. Now I need to find ways to make sure that I'm not continuously failing in this area. This may be a very controversial thing. Leandria Johnson, love her to death, right? You know how much I love Lee. Yeah, love her down. Love her down. But she has fallen a few times where it comes with alcohol and things like that, where she can't stay away from it. And even recently, she has went live about 3 or 4 times while drunk. So it's like and once again, we don't have a heaven or hell to put people in. But when are we going to actually start making ourselves accountable and going to get the help that we need in order for us to refrain from falling each and every time? Now we're going to fall. We're not perfect, but we really have to take the steps. Yeah. To say like, you know what? I am an alcoholic or I am a porn addict or I am this and that. And then finding ways to get away from that, to say that I used to be that or I used to do that. But if you're not creating those steps and making a plan and making it plain, you're going to be right where you are forever, literally.
I agree.
I'm here for this. Look at us agreeing, my Lord. Let's see if we're going to agree a little bit more. Now, Coco Jones went on to the Breakfast Club. Okay? She went on to the Breakfast Club and Charlamagne, as usual, he has, some things to say.
Unpopular opinion, but I love Charlamagne. Like, y'all cannot make me hate him.
Well, that's a great point, too, because, like, even though every time he talks, I get aggravated and my face scrunches up a little bit, I'm just like, but he is spitting facts. Like,
I really love Charlamagne.
No,
I do.
I think he's very funny. I think he's really hilarious.
He says the things that we all think
that nobody wants to say.
And it makes a lot of sense, right? Because he was under Wendy, right? And that's who she was. She said everything that we were thinking.
Didn't like him. Only time I really didn't like him was when Monique was there, and she was like, Leonard. But how did you feel about the way that they went about telling her that her record label doesn't like her? Like, you need to do better. You need a better team. How did you feel about them, Charlamagne saying that to her face?
I actually love that he said that.
I do. Loved it.
I love that he said it. I love that he said it on air and didn't say that to her, like, off, behind the scenes. Because I felt like that was his way of publicly holding Def Jam accountable in a way that Coco would not have been able to do.
Yeah.
Because as you see, like, she, was just like, okay, I can understand why you would say that. That's what she said to Charlamagne. And then she backed up and defended her team.
She did.
But they were still able to be held accountable by someone else. So I was happy that he did that. And I think that was information that she needed to know, because here she is dropping the album and we ain't heard it because y'all sent it while we were already on the air. So when were we supposed to listen to it? And then how were we really supposed to talk to her about her music? And like you said, this is her first album. That's crazy.
Really crazy.
That's wild. Yeah. So I was actually really happy that he did that.
And because the comment section was divided, and I was trying to understand why people were just like, Charlamagne is so mean. No, he's being real about it. Because if people are serious about you and they're serious about your craft and they're serious about you as an artist, something like that would have never happened.
What pisses me off?
What?
Everybody's so tough. Everybody is so tough. Everybody is, because Right. But forever calling somebody mean.
Right.
Grow up.
No, seriously.
What?
Some stuff really isn't that deep. It's really just him saying, like, I like you as a person, and I'm going to tell you, your record label did you wrong. And that's never supposed to happen if they value as an artist.
And for us, because this is our job, we may come across looking unprepared. Yeah. When the reality of the situation is y'all never sent us the word.
Right. And y'all sent it 60 minutes before you came on.
Y'all look like we fumbled this interview when really y'all fumbled it.
Y'all fumbled it, yeah. Because if we're coming on and and this is like an album release tour, like for you going places and stuff, and the premise of you being there is for your album, you would think that would be the first thing that they would send a few days before, especially if your team knows when you're going to be on there and they know your schedule, they know your calendar and everything like that. I'm trying to understand, why are we sending it that morning? We should have sent it last week, because these people are still important people. They still got things to do. So some people, like for me, before I even do a review on the album, I like to sit with it for a little bit. I like to hear, like, and sometimes when you hear it the first way through, like, you don't catch what you catch the second or third or fourth way.
No, or sometimes your opinion changes, because I hated Cowboy Carter when
it first came out.
Hated everything about it. Now really I love it, and I bang it daily. Right. So it had to grow on me. Have you listened to her album?
No, I haven't listened to it yet.
I haven't listened to the full thing, but I started it, and it's pretty good.
See, that's what I was going to do. I was going to listen to it. I'm actually going to do a review on it, but like, I still want to sit with it. Like, today's a beautiful day to just, let it play in your car, as you're driving home, But and I love Coco as an artist. I love her even as a person. I think that she is just incredible. Like, I love her personality. I think she's very funny. I love when her and Terrell are together, because them two are just a match made in heaven.
They really are.
Like, so it really was unfortunate to see it happen that way, because I was just like, dang, Coco, like, we were all rooting for you.
And then you?
Right? And then your team just did not serve you well, which is very unfortunate. Now, there is a whole conversation going around today, and it is really ridiculous how everybody is talking about it. And they're talking about this 100 men versus one gorilla.
This debate takes me out of here.
What are your thoughts on this whole thing? Because the people are taking me out. Oh
how did this come about? Who was the first person to bring this up?
That's like the man and the bear type of thing. So now they're like, now it's a gorilla. So we went from bear to gorilla. So what are your thoughts on this whole spiel?
One is hilarious because like what? And then the people that are coming up with their list. Mm-hmm. Hilarious. But also, why are we talking about this? Why are we talking about this? We already know that y'all not taking down the gorillas. Stop it.
Especially not a silverback. Definitely not happening. No. Because I said, like, even if I was part of the experiment or something like that, I want to be man number 99. I don't want to be the first or second or third one. No, put me in the back. Like, put me well in the back. So by the time he gets to me, we can look at each other in the eye and be like, we ain't got to do this. Like, you won. You ain't got to do this.
Please, yo. Please.
I swear the internet is really not real. Like,
it's not a real place. It's not a real place.
The things that we talk about is just really, really, really crazy. Like, I really can. Have you seen Sinners, my Lord?
I actually have not. I haven't, and are
we seeing it after this, or like what?
I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
So you don't want to see it?
I don't know. I haven't decided. You know, I don't do thrillers and stuff. I don't do the jump scares. I can't. My anxiety can't take it.
But it's really good.
I hear you.
Like, no, trust me, ears are fully open.
I'm not debating that. I've heard nothing but great things.
It's really awesome. It's like a box office hit. It is doing like,
I've heard amazing like really crazy numbers. I've heard amazing reviews, glowing reviews. Still don't know if I'm going to see it. I haven't decided.
You should really go see it. It's like really good. And even
maybe
Preacher Boy is in it. Miles is in it. His mother is Timothy Figueroa, and then his aunt is Anisha Figueroa, and they're like really big in the gospel industry because his mother sang for Hezekiah Walker.
Oh, we love
and she's a singer for Calling My Name. Yeah, that's her son that plays it. Yeah, right. And then she sang with Kurt Carr as well. And then and I think also Ricky Diller too.
These are some choirs.
If I'm not mistaken. No, literally. And then his aunt, she sang behind Kirk Franklin for years. Like she is really like top tier. So seeing him, and I seen him when he was younger, because when he was younger, he was singing behind Kurt Carr, like he was on tour with them and his mom. So when there was like one video that went viral of him singing For Every Mountain, and he's like going off and like killing it. Yeah, and he just like kills it. So when I see him in the movie, I'm just like, not you all grown up, like literally, and sound like a grown man. Because there's one scene in the movie, I don't know if you're going to see it or not, but there was one scene in the movie that like, I know his mother and his aunt was like, the devil's a liar, because it was like a sexual scene or something like that. So I even was like, oh my God, this getting a little, I don't know. You still love the Lord, huh? I just want to see. I just want to make sure. No, but it's really good from like really start to finish. And like, there isn't a time where you're just like bored. There's really never a time.
I will take your opinion into consideration as I make my decision.
We're going after this. I'm not playing with you. We are going right after this, because I really want you to really see like how great it really was from like literally start to finish. But let's move on to a different topic. So I know that this topic may be a little touchy, not for us. Definitely not, but maybe for the viewers, maybe just a little touchy, a little bit. And I wanted to talk about outgrowing friends and the importance of that, because I believe that some of us are in friendships, some of us just in relationships in general, and they don't serve us anymore. And then like some people are holding on to what they think could get better, or where they think that like there could be a time that things could, I guess, progress in a better way. But like, when do you know when a friendship doesn't serve you anymore? When is that final decision for you? I always love the suspense.
I knew you were going to say that. To be honest, I'm not sure, right? So not because there aren't friendships that I've had that I've outgrown. I just can't pinpoint the moment. It's almost like it just kind of happens. Yeah. Like, I can't say that I've ever had a conversation with someone that I, used to be close to and was just like, yeah, that's not going to work. So I'm going to go my way and you go yours. It's just, I don't know. I feel like life had kind of pulled us
apart
in different directions. And then the communication just kind of lessens until it's not there anymore.
I definitely feel that too, because I know that happened with a couple of my friends. One, a mutual at one point, where it was like there were certain events that happened that I was just like, yeah, so this is my final straw. So like sometimes it will be a time where I'm just like, yeah, so number could be erased, it could be an unknown number, come back to it like, ooh, who's this person? I don't know who that is. But like, that is very true, because sometimes I believe that life just does it for us.
Yeah.
And like, it's just like, you can tell that I'm not into our conversations, like me even being excited to call you or text you or anything like that. So that already lets me know that like, we're just not where we used to be.
I feel like if there's a situation that kind of, there will be a situation that highlights that for you sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Other times, like, life will just do it for you.
Yeah, yeah. Because I mean, and the crazy thing is, I've had a good amount of friends, like even up until now. Now there are a lot of people that have really strayed away. I mean, and it was very
strayed away,
and it was very mutual. Like, it was just like, you don't want to talk to me. Listen, it is what it is. Because I'm never going to beg anybody to be my friend. That's one thing I don't have that in me to be like, we have to be friends. No, like we really can. You can go your way and I can really go my way, and I can be, and you'll probably be a lot more peaceful over there while I'm over here, because sometimes, and even some of the stuff that we would like talk about, and it's just like, I feel like I have outgrown our conversations. Because like even with us being on the phone and we're still talking about the same stuff, we're talking about the same person, and both of us are still where we are, not progressing or getting better within our own lives, then I know that this just really doesn't serve me at all.
Yeah. I think that we should normalize that too, though.
Yeah.
Because like, that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we all change and we all evolve.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're able to evolve with people and sometimes you're not. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just that the version of me that I am now and the version of you that you are not compatible.
Yeah.
So it's no beef.
No beef. No. It's more chicken. Definitely.
Please shut up.
But also what's his name said, I get that for you.
Oh, it was going to stay there. Appreciate you.
No. One thing that Tyler Perry even said, that like sometimes you guys are putting lifetime expectations on people when they were only supposed to be in your life for a season. And then we're literally going through life saying like, why is it this friendship working? It's because they're supposed to come and show you one thing and then you go your separate ways. But like, you wanted that person to stay there because you thought that person added value to your life. But like, the people that I want to be surrounded by is the people that add value. Like yesterday, we were out for Roy's 77th birthday, right?
He gonna cuss you out.
I don't care. No, because he really tried us yesterday.
He did.
But like, that group of people, when I'm surrounded by y'all, I feel uplifted.
Yeah.
I feel like I am somebody. I feel like I'm around creators. I feel like I'm around people who want better in their lives, who don't want to just sit around and just be a bum.
Love y'all.
Love y'all real good, because like, when I'm around you guys empower me to be better. Like even Mel, I tell Mel all the time, every time I see you post on Instagram, you push me to be a better content creator. And she was like, I do. I'm just like, yes. Every single time I see your face, I just know that like, you're doing what you love to do. And like, that's attractive. Like, and then also when like you're doing what you love and content creating what you're doing. So you have a double
whammy.
No, I'm here for that. But like, that's what I talk about. Like when I'm around people and I don't feel like you're adding value to me, and it's no shade. It's no shade whatsoever. I just don't think that this serves me. Were there any times that there were any indications where you were just like, okay, you did that, like, I'm probably gonna look at you a little bit differently? That would probably go towards like, all right, so we're gonna probably end this and go our separate ways. Or has anybody done anything to you where you were just like, now that was petty, and yeah, so not looking at you the same?
Yes.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Ooh, what happened? We love a story time.
I had a friend block me.
Why?
I don't know why.
Do I know the friend?
Yes.
Oh Lord.
I'm screaming. And we never really came back from the block because me personally, I take blocking really serious.
First of all, blocking is really crazy.
I take blocking really serious, and I understand and recognize that people
because you block me. You try that, see if you want to.
I understand that people don't, but for me, once I block you, you never come back. I never unblock somebody. Like, so it's final for me. So I will ignore your calls. I will ignore your texts. Like I will act like you don't exist. But if I haven't blocked you, then there's always a chance that we could reconcile or whatever the case may be. Yeah. Once I block you, we're done. We're done. So for me, when this person blocked me, I was just like, wow. Like, are we there? Because I didn't know we were there. Did something bad happen before the block? No. Oh. So I was just like, I don't not a random understand. And then for me, it was like, even if it was like you didn't want to talk to me or whatever, you just didn't have to talk to me. Like you didn't have to. Like I really took that, like, because that I can't do block. Like I guess it's like for me, because that's where like my boundary is. You don't come off the block list. No, because there's a reason you got on it. I have never in my life blocked someone and unblocked them because I blocked you for a reason.
That's a word.
When you block somebody, you're essentially cutting off all access to you. So if I cut off your access to me, you're never going to get the access back. No.
Because you know, also, I count that as toxic. That like when people think that they have access to you, they can just hit you up anytime that they want to because they feel like it's the right time. I don't like that type of stuff. Like, if you didn't talk to me for 8 years, don't think to say like, hey, bud. No, go to hell. You stay right where you are because life is already good. Go over there. I'll stay right over here. We ain't got to do all that.
I'm hollering. I don't have an issue with that unless I blocked you. But did I block you for a reason? You see what I'm saying? And I wouldn't get the message anyway because you're blocked.
No, because you're blocked. Oh man, poor thing. Now this even ties into like jobs too, where just like you know where like you don't know, and some people don't know when a job like doesn't serve them anymore. Where you're just like, okay, it's time for me to go. Has there ever been a time where you were just like, okay, this job is not serving me anymore? Like yes. I just have to go. It's not working. Whoa, where? Where?
Why you always want me to name drop?
You can name. You don't work there anymore.
You're right.
Forget them people.
I'm hollering. Shake Shack did not serve me.
I really need to try it.
It's delish.
Okay.
It stopped serving me for a while. I think I just had outgrown being there. I was there for a long time.
How long were you there for?
Like 6 years.
6 years? Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, 6 years.
Wow.
And it just became draining. Like when you don't look forward to going to your job. Like there's always going to be ups and downs. You're always going to have good days, bad days, whatever. But when you literally dread going there, that's when it's like, it's time to go. Yeah. And the way it went down was like very dramatic. I'm not gonna lie to you. totally could have handled that.
Can you give us a visual of what it was?
Different way. I totally could have handled that a completely different way, and I did.
Wait, so how did you handle it?
I'm gonna tell you. I did transparently. I did act off of emotion, but
okay.
I was exhausted. I was drained. I had to open so that it's like getting up. I'm not a morning person.
We have never been.
I can't. For me, I was a mid-shift person for multiple reasons.
Well, 10
One,
to 8, 11
because
to 9.
I did not have to be up early or be up super late. 2, because this is not my shift. I'm here for support. Don't ask me no questions.
Literally.
Let me put you in the direction of the person whose shift
who
this
you should
is.
talk to. Oh my God. Because it was never me.
I am here as support.
Okay.
I am the co-pilot. Let me put you into the direction of the pilot, though. Yes. Please.
He has the real direction.
Don't know when you're going on break. Let me ask the person who's assigning that. Nope, I don't know if what you want. Nope, I'm just here. So I was like opening. I get to the store and literally, my key would not work. Like I couldn't open the door. The key would not turn.
Oh.
Like not on the front door, not on the side door. Like I could not get in.
I don't like the way this is going.
And it's 8:00 in the morning because like that's what time we had to be there or whatever. I cannot get into the restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
The store has to open when it has to open. Like there's no flexibility.
No, there's no flexibility.
Like Shake Shack did not play that.
Because now you're about to stress out trying to open up.
If we open at 11 and we're opening at 11, there is no delay because
we're open.
Over it. Completely over it. Like literally could not turn my key.
And that was a deciding factor.
It was, because I felt like that meant I wasn't supposed to be there. And I'm a no, in all honesty, because I was just like, at that point I was just like, this is just like the straw.
Right.
And I was over it. So I was just like, yeah, this is really it for me.
Mm-hmm. I'm not mad at you because
and I put that in the group chat.
It really be like just that one little moment. It'd be that one little moment that would literally tip you right on over.
I'm not doing this. I'm gonna need somebody to come here.
Oh,
why did the next manager come and just open the door? I had demonstrated.
Did everybody else try?
I had demonstrated, yes, because some of our team members had showed up because they were openers. Mm-hmm. Everybody tried my key. It didn't work. I had demonstrated when the other manager walked up that I'm turning my key and it wouldn't turn. Mm-hmm. And they put their key in the door open right up. I'm not supposed to be here. I'm not supposed to be here. Right. That was my last day.
I'm so here for this. It really be that straw to break the camel's back. You're just really and I'm done.
I was done. So much stuff had happened. Mm-hmm. And then that was like we had gone through the pandemic. The shutdown,
my God, the worst time, especially for food industry people.
With that, the riots, breaking into our store,
you were kind of downtown.
Yes,
right? Yeah.
It was so much that I was just like, yo, I can't do this no more.
No,
I have to go.
I might try it after we leave here. Get some little Shake Shack, maybe.
It's really good. I would recommend.
Just my. I mean, my breaking point when I was at Wingstop, like that was just like, and I'm really thankful for the opportunity that like. I became a district manager. Like that was like really big. And being a district manager at the age of 28, I thought that I made it. Especially when, please that clap. Especially when I didn't finish school. Mm-hmm. I didn't finish college. So I was just like, me becoming a district manager was really big to me because I felt like I really made it. Like I felt like I didn't need all the other stuff that everybody said that I needed. Mm-hmm. And it spoke volumes that I was a district manager. Like that thing... It just gave me butterflies every time. They're like, what do you do? Oh, I'm a district manager. They're like, oh, you're a little young for that. I'm just like, I know. And I get that a lot.
Please shut up.
But, and you know this, it was really difficult because how much was Shake Shack people getting paid an hour? Like, if you were a grill person, how much were they getting paid?
Everybody got paid the same unless you were like a trainer.
Okay.
So like, regardless of what station it was.
Everybody got paid the same.
Was the pay if you were... like just a team member. If you were like a different level trainer, then again, all the different level trainers, but they still made the same. Mm-hmm. The only time it became fluctuated was when you started moving to like manager.
How much were they starting out at? I mean, at that time.
At that time when I left, I think 14 or 15.
14 or 15. Okay. Wingstop was still paying people $7.50 an hour. It became very difficult. And every single Wingstop that you know of, there's not one that really stands alone. They're always in a plaza, right? Mm-hmm. So it's very difficult for me to retain people and keep people.
Yes,
when they can walk down Subway, 3 stores
2 doors over
and literally get paid $5 more. Mm-hmm. So I was always, and then she upped it to $8. Said sounds great, I guess that works for me, and then I would get really good people, but they would only stay for like 15 days or stay for 2 weeks because they found something else, because this job was only a stepping stone for their next one. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm getting paid great. Like, I'm coming in smiles and everything because like my check is going to be fantastic, but like those same people are coming out with a $400, $500 check, and you trying to get 30-year-olds and 40-year-olds to work here, things like that. I'm just like, only people that's going to work here is kids.
Literally.
So it's going to be, and we stay open till 12, so it's going to be hard for people to even stay all the way till 12, especially when buses stop. Minors can't work that late. So guess who's staying? The GMs are staying, the assistant managers are staying, all that stuff, and they're not even getting paid that well, because at the time, the GMs are getting paid $13 an hour. GM!
You're not going to tell me that I'm responsible for all that goes on in this location and for $13 an hour. An
hour.
Hell is a real place.
And then if you had your serve safe, you got 14. So like, I'm trying to understand, like, how is it that you want to keep me here when I can't even keep people here?
Companies have nothing but audacity.
No, really. And, my flabbers were gasted because, like, why am I? because why am I here all the time trying to make sure all 3 of my stores stay afloat, and you trying to build another one? Crazy to me that you have the money to build these places, but you don't have the money to pay the people right. So it was, when I tell you, even one GM, the person asked for $16 an hour. She's like, it's really high. Like, I can't afford $16 an hour. I'm just like, if you can't afford $16 an hour for somebody that's going to work 50 hours and really be here all the time, then this probably isn't the best business for you. And that's me being honest with you. And I left one time. I did leave in the most disrespectful way. I probably did, because I just text her and say, yeah, I'm not coming. I'm just not coming back. And I had to be there, I think at like 9:00 in the morning. I probably text her at 7:30.
Quit by text.
And I was just like, I just really can't do it, because like I feel like I'm dying coming here every single day.
Yeah.
And you knew that I was working almost every day when I was at Wingstop. And you were just like, I'm like, well, when's your day off? I was like, oh, in about 2 weeks.
Child, we were struggling through the pandemic together.
Especially during the pandemic, it was really ridiculous. I'm just like, you have to pay people a little more because they're risking their lives to come here. And then Homegirl, this was really the final straw, when Homegirl said, yeah, I'm not going to come for a month because I really don't feel comfortable coming here and working in the midst of the COVID pandemic. I said, I know you're lying. Now you're telling me that I got to come here every day because you don't feel safe?
No, what took me out during the pandemic was the fact that the messaging had came out that, if you weren't able to work or you didn't feel comfortable, that like it was okay, and that, go ahead, leave, whatever. And they wouldn't fight like the unemployment claims.
No, they wouldn't.
Love that. Amazing. Lost more than half our people, right?
More than half.
And then, so our staff went down, but you guys also, one, increased the number of delivery partners we were using.
Yeah.
And then increased the amount of orders that could hit our screen at one time.
At one time.
As we're running this kitchen with 4
3 people.
And when in the area we were at, it was like us and Dunkin' Donuts and Old Nelson, and that was it, because it was all restaurants in Rittenhouse Square. Yeah. They were closed. So the people that live and work in that area only had us and like Dunkin' Donuts.
It was just
us. But like it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yo, I'll never forget one Friday night. Like it was me, Nicole, and another manager, like chaos at the door. We had to lock the doors. Called the GM, like, you have to shut off everything. We cannot take any more orders.
3 people is really crazy.
They're fighting outside our store right now. Delivery part, like, it's shoot 'em up, bang, bang down here. You have to, like, we're dying. We're dying.
Like, we're literally on the verge of death at any moment.
So crazy working through the pandemic.
It was really crazy.
Wow.
And you know what really pissed me off a lot was when them damn stimulus checks hit. And y'all supposed to use that for bills, but y'all put it straight for eating out. Because I've never seen so many 100-wing orders. I said, what the hell is going on? Y'all get $1,300 and don't know how to act. And I don't like that for y'all. I really hate that for y'all.
It was everything. It was all the unemployment and then like the extra on top of that. It was like the PUA. It was everything.
People not coming in without a mask, having an attitude because they had a medical condition. I'm just like, you're not getting wings today if you don't have a mask. Point blank, period. I'm not going to have this conversation with you.
And
like,
also,
I'm not
I
doing
don't
it.
make the news. I just report it.
Literally.
Why are you arguing with me?
Like, my boss told me I can't let anybody in without a mask. I'm telling you that you have an attitude. I don't know why. And it's really bothering me. Like, it really is. And people just like, can I eat inside? You about to make me curse.
You can't eat inside.
You can't even eat inside anywhere. Talking about, it's a table over there. It's not available. It's for the people that work here. When they want to have their own break by themselves in a secluded area, 6 feet away from everybody else. I hate people so bad, but that was a point that I knew that I could not work there anymore. Yeah. That was just like, I'm here more than I'm home. Mm-hmm. And at that time, I was just starting content creating and things like that. And it was hard for me to even put content out. And even when I had a day off, I never had a day off because people still calling me. People still got questions. So it's like I'm always on. And I'm just like, I can't do this anymore. Yep. And I mean, the first time I left, because I went back. I don't know why I did that. Went back like the following year. And I was like, but she raised it to 10. It was $10 an hour. But the people were trash. And then she wanted me to clean house and like retrain everybody and get good people in, because if it's one thing I'm good at, I think I'm very good at hiring like the right people. But I was just like, so you want me to work extra hard? Then by the time I came back to come to find out a lot of people were stealing money. They were like, somebody stole over $30,000. And I'm just like, and she didn't even know until I brought it up.
How you don't know $30,000?
$30,000 is missing, because I'm not gonna lie, the system at Wing. Look, I'm not gonna do that. Try to give Wingstops to Lord, But and she told me to check the money. She's like, can you just check the money for the last month, because she said it was really difficult for her to get to all the money. So I'm just like, yeah, I could do that. I'm going through it, and I'm just like, yeah. So the money is here, but it's not here. It's showing in the system that it's here, but it's physically not in the actual restaurant. And then coming to find out, that's when we found out that the GM stole $30,000. And then she didn't even fire him. She literally said, you're going to pay me back. I'm going to take $1,000 out of every single one of your checks until you fully pay me back. And then she said if he was to go away, that she would call the cops or something like that. But that was just like, so I left on some BS. I come back to some heavier BS, because the people are bad. The people stealing money. One GM, he was mad that I even came back, because he became the district manager after me. So he was already pissed off that like I came back in the first place, because he was just like, well, why are you back? What's going on? What's happening with this one? So them two got into an argument. I was just like, wow, there's a lot going on here. I probably should have did that. But that's what I knew, that job just did not serve me anymore. When I feel like I'm working entirely too much, then I'm actually home. I don't like that. Like, we have a life. We need to balance everything. And even when we talk about, balance in life, like, I think that it's incredibly important that we know when to turn off work so that we can still, live out our lives and things like that. How are you when it comes to balancing life? When it comes to like work, when it comes to you being a mom, when it comes to you being a wife, being Jade in general? How are you with balancing everything?
I don't have no issues with balancing work. I will say that I have very strict boundaries about balancing, like when it comes to work.
Okay.
Because when I'm on, I'm on, and when I'm off, I'm off.
Okay.
Call, someone else.
Somebody else has the answer for you.
Or it'll wait till Monday.
Right.
I'll never forget. I had an employee text me over the weekend and was just like, they wanted to know something or whatever. And it was just like, you don't have to, and it was like, you don't have to respond right away. I'm actually not going to respond at all.
I respond to you on Monday at 9.
I'm actually not going to respond at all. So.
Not sure I had to respond right away. Like that's basically telling me if you could respond right away, because that's like giving like reverse psychology, and I don't like that, because then I feel like you're yelling at me, and I really don't like that.
You can reverse it to hell. I'm off. It's the weekend, so
it's crazy now. On a scale from 1 to 10, with 10 being like I have everything organized and everything pretty much balanced in my life, where do you stand within that when it comes to balancing your life?
A 2.
A 2? Dang.
Yeah. At least that's how it feels.
Well, what areas do you think that you're not strong at when it comes to actually keeping a strict balance within your life?
Myself.
Oh. Why is that?
Because I prioritize everything above me. Mm. So when it comes to setting like time aside for me to just be, I'm not good at that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you ever sit back and like try to fix that, or try to find ways to make that a little bit better?
Yes, but I don't really know how. I think the first step is I have to stop caring, and I haven't gotten there yet.
Okay. With that,
like, of course, like on the surface, I understand and I know that like I can't be any good to anybody else if I'm not good to myself. Mm-hmm. Totally know that. But like, how do you turn it off? Or how do you say like, okay, I need this time to myself to do whatever it is that I want to do, like for me. Mm. So like, nothing else, nobody else exists right now. Mm. How do I do that and not feel like I'm abandoning like my family? Oh. I don't really know how to do that.
Mm. Do you ever take days just for like yourself?
Every so often, it's not any like consistency in it. Mm-hmm. I think the last time I attempted to have a day solely for myself, I clearly chose the wrong day.
Okay.
Like because
it should have been a Wednesday.
Because it turned out that Sun got out early, so I dropped him off. Almost had to flip around to pick him up because my father-in-law couldn't get him, so I had to get him because I had the car. Mm-hmm. So it was just like I never really got to do, and then we had just moved, so I was like wound up doing stuff for the house. So it was like I never really got to turn it off. Mm. I just didn't have to work. Yeah. And it was just like, well, I could have had a V8. Like, that's kind of like how I felt. You know what I mean?
Splash, you know?
Like...
love V8. I'm really bad at I actually just started using like my calendar because things really started to get just a little hectic for me. Like I was like really like agreeing to do certain things and I didn't remember till the day before. And then I'm just like, okay, Theo, we have to do like a little bit better when it comes to balancing my life, because sometimes I can work really hard at work, outside of work, and be completely depleted by the time like the end of the day happens, and I don't have any energy to do anything. Then I'm just like really done with the day, and I'm just like, maybe we could pick this up tomorrow. Then I'm pissed off that I did not do everything I was supposed to do the previous day. Yep. So now the next day is already starting off wrong, and I'm already pissed off about it. Now, do I try to balance? I really do try my gosh darn hardest. Like I really do. And I also try to balance my energy as well. Because like some situations really doesn't need like Theo. Like there's just some like you could just be chill. You could just be, you know, relaxing and things like that. So that's me also prioritizing the energy that I'm giving out as well, because I think that's a part of the balance of me, because I have so much energy that like sometimes I can really give so much of myself that I have nothing left for actually me. Just like you, where you feel like you give out so much for other people, but when you look back at yourself, when you turn the mirror on yourself, you're just like, but you're at a 0 though.
0.
And you're
towards the negatives.
No, literally, and you're somewhat making it look good, but you're like mentally dying inside because you don't have that actual balance in your life.
Yeah.
And I'm really starting to learn that now. One thing that's really working for me is prayer. Like, I think that's a great balance, because you're actually it's just you and God, and there's nothing else going on. And I think that's what really helps me, is especially in the morning, like before I even start the day, or even when I'm in my car, when I'm driving, I'm just praying. And that helps with that balancing, because it puts me at like a, whew. Okay, so now what do we really need to do today? Or like what can be secondary or what can be third and things like that. So I'm learning every day about how to balance. Now, am I getting it right every day? I was about to say F no. I'm just not. I'm just really not. But there are some days that I really am proud of myself, where I say like, you balanced that out very well. And I'm really proud that you really pulled that off. So there are times I really these little claps are really good. It's going to take me out every single time. Probably because the clap is so small. It's just like... but moving on to, you know, we always got to end it on a high note, okay? So I did a video. We were talking about restaurants and things like that. I would talk about, you know, who has the best chicken nuggets and things like that. So it caused an uproar with the people and everything. But what is your like favorite fast food place? Or what's like your top 3?
Top 3 are...
Please don't say the C one.
That's actually not one of my tops.
Okay.
It's not. I like it.
Okay.
It's just not. It wouldn't be top 3. So,
okay.
In no particular order, top fast food, I would say Popeyes.
Jesus.
Oh my gosh. Do I not have 2 more?
I actually want some Popeyes after this, my lord.
No, for real. To be honest, I feel like that might be it. I feel like Popeyes is probably the only fast food that if like they took it away, I would be like,
why?
What happened? Like anybody else, I feel like can like go away, and I would just be like, all right,
we're good over here. Yeah. I mean, you know, my top will always be Popeyes. There would never be anything, but they have to be spicy. Okay,
yeah.
We don't do anything original.
No.
I don't like that, because I mean, even when we're talking about other chicken places, KFC could never.
Some locations are good.
I mean, they were only good when they had the wedges. What was it when they had the wedges?
Wedges.
Yeah, when they had that, like that was cool, you know. No, let me stop lying. Their boneless wings really was popping back in the day, and then their wraps were pretty much popping back in the day as well.
I used to love me the little bowl, the little mashed potato situation.
Yeah,
that joint used to
corn and chicken. Oh my god, no, that really used to hit. Oh my god. Okay, KFC. You know, there was a time.
That used to hit.
But it will always be Popeyes to me, because it will never be Church's. Oh no, I don't think I can do that.
I did like Church's, but they also like have gone away.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
Well, you know, another top tier one for me, Taco Bell. Very much so top tier. Very much so top tier.
I would be mad if Taco Bell disappeared.
I would be pissed. I'd be like, I know you're not. I want my Crunch Wrap Supreme, and I want my Chalupa as well. And I want 2 of those.
And the Doritos Locos Taco Supreme.
Top tier.
So yeah, no, we could add Taco Bell. I'm trying to think about where else.
Of course, grab a handful of every single sauce and put it into the bag, because I don't know which one I'm feeling like that day.
It depends on what the sauce packet says. Right. Honestly, that's how I choose. I think I can't think of another like fast food.
Which one is it that like you think is like the worst fast food place?
To be honest, I really despise Raising Cane's. Like, I despise, and Tyson loves.
I literally think Raising Cane's is really.
Why are you here?
It's not even mid. Like, and you know what's crazy? I really think it's really the sauce that keeps it all together.
The sauce is trash, though.
But literally, I think the people are going for the sauce, because if we're just going for the tenders, you have to stop.
Zero seasoning on these.
You have to stop. There's not one salt or a pep. No, the sauce not. I like the sauce.
I hate the sauce. The bread be soft.
The bread is a little warm. I do like that. I do like that a lot.
That's all I can give you.
But I do think that they're very much overrated, which I still think Chick-fil-A is very much so overrated. There's never been not one time you ever heard me say, we gotta get Chick-fil-A.
You know what? To be honest, I've actually never said that.
I've never said that a day in my life.
But when it hits, it hits.
It does. Well, yeah. But it'll only hit for me if I'm intoxicated. And I'm just like, ooh, love this little burger. Oh my God, love this little chicken sandwich. But no, I mean, I will always say Chick-fil-A is really only good for it's 3 things. I mean, let me not say 2, it's 3 things. And it's really just lemonade.
I actually hate the lemonade.
I do like
really
the
a lemonade person.
I'm not really a lemonade person too, but I do like their lemonade.
Now,
their milkshakes are great.
The Sunjoy, you mix it with the tea, and now
listen, we are onto something for sure. We are, but it's just really just the lemonade, the milkshakes, and the customer service. Everything else to me is just really mid. Legit mid. Oh, whoa. Let me not be disrespectful. The sauces are really, really great. Because a little Polly and a little Nesian. I mean, really, really great. Right? Really?
I do.
What type of life are you living? Wait, so what's your favorite sauce? Because y'all
the sriracha one.
Great one.
Is good.
That's a really good one.
And then I love the ranch.
Yeah, I actually hate their honey mustard.
I do too.
I think the honey mustard is the worst. Like literally the worst honey mustard. I actually don't like Popeye's honey mustard as well.
The Mardi Gras mustard?
I actually don't. I don't like the little spice with it. I just want you to keep it just sweet for me.
So you like McDonald's honey mustard?
They kind of have the best one. I really have to give that to them. They do have the best one.
I can leave their food, but Wendy's does have a good honey mustard too.
Now that is very true. That is very true.
They do with a spicy nugget.
I really do think that Wendy's, that would be my top 3 right there. If
Wendy's.
Yeah. Ooh, you talking about a time when life was really good, when life was fantastic.
Yellow Wendy's.
But people don't know about the yellow one. They only know about the red one.
Right.
We were here when Tom was available for us to talk to until he passed away. Rest in peace, Tom. Oh my God, such a great guy. No, because we used to go to the one, anybody from Philly, we used to go to the one at Champ Loss and Broad.
Oh, you going up.
Yeah, listen, that was the one.
Speaking of Broad and Champ, let's talk about the Pizza Hut.
Oh, what a time to be alive.
It was either that one or it was the one on Adams Ave.
Yeah,
that was where you went.
The Adams Avenue one.
Was where you went.
No, you're talking really good because the Adams Avenue one was lit too.
It was.
And, I mean, Pizza Hut will never be the same. It will never be the same because the time that we were going, the salad bar was top tier. There wasn't not one top tier. Okay, oh my God. Because the only salad bars that are really top tier is Chuck E. Cheese and Pizza Hut. The only 2 that are top tier to me.
You know who had a good salad bar, but I feel like they all went away. Ruby Tuesdays.
Oh, how is Rube?
I feel like Rube's gone.
Rube is gone? Oh, man. Didn't stand a chance against Chili's and the TGI Fridays, unfortunately. No, I mean, I think the worst fast food will always be McDonald's to me. Always.
Yeah.
I mean, do I get a Happy Meal if it's available in the area? I love a Happy Meal. I love a Happy Meal. And
a Mighty Kids Meal.
Hell yeah. I love me a Kids Meal.
Please. I hate everything about you, I promise.
I love a Kids Meal. And the reason why I love a Kids Meal is because I feel like it's the perfect amount of food. Like for you to have, like for you to be satisfied and not be like full or anything. Because if I
can't eat a lot of McDonald's either.
You really can't, because I feel like it starts to, no, really, because I really feel like your body starts to hurt a little bit. Where like you have a little too much. Down. And you can tell, like, I'll never forget that time when I seen that what's his name? When they did an experiment on it, and that guy had the same McDonald's in there. No, it was like some guy took a picture that he had that food since like 2006, and it was like 2020, and the food still looked the same. And I was like, yeah, so I know this food now. And you could tell it aged because it was like cobwebs in there and stuff like that. So I'm just like, I'm still trying to understand why this place is still standing. I really don't know. Cheap. Yeah, I mean, at the time we used to be eating it, a little McChicken, a little. That's when the dollar menu was popping back then. That's when we had options. We get, 2 apple pies, 3 cookies, we get a small fried McChicken, 4 nuggets. There was a little drink ice cream cone. Right, there was a lot. Now they have the 2 for $4 or something, but it's not a dollar menu anywhere, whatsoever.
No.
So that really worries me right now that nobody values a dollar anymore. That really worries me. The dollar
don't have no value to value, like.
Even if somebody asks, like, can I hold $20? I'm just like, wow. That's a lot of money at this point, because $20 less dollars in my account.
And it's not.
And it's not a lot. No. Because the way these prices are going, because, we've seen eggs went down a little bit. Just a tad. Like, it went from 18 to 16. Like, that's really, really what it was. Because somebody showed a picture of how much, like, $136 worth of food was from Aldi. And then the comment section was still like, I feel like that's still not enough. Because it had, like, 15 or, like, 20 items. Max.
I remember when I was working at ShopRite. And
you did?
Yeah. And this was like 2010, 2010 to 2012. And like sometimes like I would get off and I would be like, okay, I need something to make for dinner. So I'd go get some stuff real quick. 2 bags and it's like $25.
Yeah.
Now you get 2 items and it's like $25. Like, what is going on? No, it really is life?
Because God forbid if you need detergent, Jesus Christ. I mean, because at this point, I'm looking at Dawn, the little liquid thing that we wash dishes with. I'm looking at it like, hey, bud, we got to use you for a couple other things. You're just not for a dishwasher. Okay.
I feel like if y'all can wash these ducks, then maybe I can wash my jeans. We can wash some
clothes too. No, seriously. And even after this, I'm probably going to have to go to the store. I'm even scared to even walk through the door to even try to, I feel like even walk through the door, that's $5 right there. Cha-ching! Like, I just feel like I just have to pay a lot of money in order to eat, which is like really, really, really crazy. It really is. But, yeah, so are you excited about Beyonce and her tour and all that stuff that's happening right now?
I mean,
because I know you want to see Chris Brown.
No.
I
can't say that I'm excited. I'm not going.
Oh, right, so me either. You already know where I'm not going. Are you happy to see the kids being involved in the production?
I feel like
because Blue really killed it when she came out.
I feel like it gives you, like, Beyonce as an artist, time to be with her kids, but also to perform and make money and things like that too. And why not have them be a part of the show?
Right.
At the very least, you'll know and they'll know whether they feel like the music industry is something that they want to be a part of or not.
Yeah. Because I believe Blue, when they came at her last year and like she really wasn't hitting all the steps, stuff like that, they were just like, she's trying to be like her mother. But now when she did some training or something, she had a lot of rehearsals or a lot of practice. She has really turned that thing around. And to me, I feel like she's going into the role of possibly being a star. I don't know. She can sing, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if she's ever going to be on the caliber of her mom, but I feel like she is heading in the right direction, like India Arie, unfortunately. Have you heard about what Kanye West is doing with all his tweets and everything, spewing out about people? And he actually talked about the Carters. No? Because he said that the twins...
Rumi and Sir?
Yeah, that they were mentally challenged, I believe. And he put that tweet out and things like that. But
Kanye's mentally challenged next.
Always been. But I thought that was just so rude for him to do something like that, for you to come at somebody else's family, because, like, why? Like, what do you gain from trying to bring other people down?
Company in his misery.
That is very true as well.
Like, next.
But yeah, is there anything else you want to talk about today?
Have you found a therapist yet?
No. That's actually, I have it narrowed down to 2.
Oh, okay. So we've made progress.
Yes.
Okay.
So definitely
Here for progress.
So definitely by my birthday, I definitely will have one. Probably earlier than that. All right. Probably. Are you saying I'm mentally exhausted or something?
No, I'm saying that this was a goal for 2020.
It was, yes. So
and we're almost halfway through.
It is definitely in the works for sure. It definitely was. It started out at about 10 of them that I was like meeting with and with people. And I tried to mix it up. I didn't want it to be all black people. I wanted to hear other people's opinions about like what they do, the things that they do, because all of them had like a free session pretty much. And it was like you get like 20 to like 30 minutes or something like that. And so I had to narrow some of them down because even I had an Indian guy. The Indian guy was pretty good, but then when we started getting deeper into some of the things he was trying to talk about, I feel like he was trying to steer away from the goals that I had for myself. Like if I give you goals and I say like, I want to talk about these things and these things, I get that you want to explore, but I do want to kind of stay here for a little bit to kind of uproot why. A little bit. So not saying that I'm trying to give you the direction that we're trying to go in, but I do want to tread carefully with anything that may trigger me in any type of way. And I do want to learn those triggers, but like I do want to do it at a good pace. I don't want to do it and then like I'm breaking. I mean, of course I'm gonna break down regardless, but like I don't want it to be traumatic to me. I wanted to go with me and evolve with me and make me better as a person. So yeah.
Are you afraid to talk about your drama?
No, definitely not. No. I want to talk about it. I do want to hear somebody else's perspective of like, did I handle stuff well? Or like, why do you think this would happen to me? Or, or just trying to understand the why in general. So it is working. So we're down to 2. We're down to a black man and a white woman. That's what we're down to right now. Why should I get somebody all black?
No, you got to get the best person for you.
That's what I'm learning too, because I really thought to myself, I'm just like, all right, so I wanted all things black. But like the white lady is pretty daggone good. Like she really is. Like, and I always appreciate her honesty because and the black guy does this too. He reminds me of Mark Lamont Hill. Where like he's not with the BS. He's like, just give it to me straight. And I'm just like, yeah, I do want to tell a little story, before we get there, because you may think that I just completely overreacted, but like I didn't. But I would love to talk about why you would think that this didn't go the way that I wanted it to. So yeah, but I really am excited to venture into this. I know it's, I do a lot money wise with content creating and things like that. So I'm hoping that, this is one that, of course, I'm not going to regret it, but I just hope that it's going to be beneficial for the amount of money that I'm putting into it.
Because it ain't cheap.
It's not cheap. It really isn't. And like sometimes where he's just like, you want to do an hour segment or like 2 hours, I'm just like, I'm thinking 15 because the way my pockets are set up right now, I'm thinking you could tell me, give me some homework. I do that. Then I come back. We talk about the homework and then we give me just another assignment and then we just go about our lives. No, but therapy is definitely expensive. It really is. But it is worth it in the end. But I do want to make sure that, I am doing it with the right person. But yeah. But how are your therapy sessions going?
Oh, I love my therapist. She helps a lot. One, I'm able to just kind of get out what I need to get out the way I need to say it. And I don't really have to care about how anybody else is going to receive it or feel about it. And that's always beneficial. I think that, I know that that's something that I struggle with because I'm so big on delivery. Because if your delivery is off, the person's going to miss the message. And then now we've just wasted breath. Yep. Breath that could save my life one day.
And we could have had a V8.
There were so many other things that we could have done. So because I'm so big on delivery, if I'm not in a place where I feel like I can say what I need to say in a way that I feel like the other person will receive, I'll, in my mind, table it for another time.
In my mind.
We love you, Heather.
Okay.
In my mind, I'll table it for another time, but then it'll never come back up. So we'll never talk about it. Which doesn't really help either.
No, it doesn't. No.
So if I can say what I need to say the way I need to say it to someone else, then I kind of have gotten it out. And so now I can come back and maybe deliver that same message to the person that needs to receive it in the way that they can.
Right.
And it's hard because sometimes I want to be like, F you, like, in your crew and the horse you rode in on and all that, but you can't really do that.
I mean, you can. I mean, will it cause a lot more problems? Yeah.
You can't do that to people that you care about.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you know, we don't want to offend anybody, unfortunately. But I really am excited for. I love that when you talk about your therapy with your sessions, that like it's always helpful for you. Like every single time that you get in front of your therapist, and it's great to know because I believe even your wife goes to therapy too, right? Yeah, so that's even great that like you're with somebody that really believes strong in mental health as well. That it's just like, you know, I don't get everything right as well. You don't get everything right, but like let's try to find a common ground, like to try to like figure out and things like that.
Yeah, and my therapist holds me accountable too, and she helps me especially with like talking about that guilt. Because she'll be like, okay, did they die, though? And I'll be like, no. She'll be like, okay.
So we're here again because...
Right.
Please stop that.
Yeah, no, for real. Like, that's how... It's like, so maybe you should not do that.
Right.
And I'm like, I guess you're right.
Right, you're like, you're probably right. You know, there's a good chance. You know, Sunny with meatballs. We really don't know. It's probably a good chance. But I'm super excited. I'm happy that we're taking our mental health seriously because I really think that like even at our big age, I think it's really it's needed for us to be grounded in some type of way. I really need you
to stop saying big age.
We are at a big age. We're at a big age, my Lord. We are at a big age, but it's the wisdom that comes with it. That's why when people ask me what's how old am I, I'm just like, yeah, I'm 34, but this 34-year-old has a lot of wisdom, and I've been through a lot, and I have experienced a lot, and I have come out of a lot. Please with this. But it's a joy to know that like we're taking it seriously, that like we are stepping outside of our boxes before we're like 40 and still have the same trauma that we had when we were like 16 years old, because that's like ridiculous.
It is. But therapy is necessary because what I don't think a lot of people realize is that it's nobody else's job to like refill your cup. You got to refill your own.
That's good.
And so you got to figure out how to do that. And therapy helps. At least it helps me with that. Because I can't rely on anybody else to pour into me. Like, it's nice. It would be amazing if, you know, your friends and your family or your significant other or whoever else would pour back into you, but you can't solely rely on that. Yeah. You got to pour back into yourself, especially at this time when life is like lifing for everybody.
Really hard. Yeah.
I don't know nobody that's not like, listen, holding it together with like a thread and bubble gum. Literally. Like, I don't know that many people that don't feel like that. And that's not to say that everybody that I know is like suffering or struggling, because we, like, even just within our friend group, like, people are thriving, but still life is life. Yeah. Like, because there's just so much going on.
It's entirely too much going on. I do want to ask about this, and then we could probably end on here. How are you liking American Idol this year?
I can't really speak on it because I'm not watching it. I saw an episode. Okay, so I was introduced to Jamal Roberts. Oh, love him and love his voice. I probably will not watch another episode. And that's just because it's just, I don't know. It's not on my, like, radar.
No, that is very true. Because, like, I never I'm not saying I'm going to go look for it, but if it finds me, I'm here for it.
Right.
Like if I'm scrolling and things like that, because I really believe that this season is like really, really good. I think it's like a really great one since like Fantasia and Jennifer and like LaToya London was on there, like the 3 main girls. So I'm thinking that, like, you know, especially with Jamal Bryan, Gabby being on there, another guy named Kanan, if I'm not mistaken. But I love that they're churching things up this year because Carrie Underwood said, "I'll be the judge, but we have to bring a little Jesus in here," because you know she came up with a gospel album. Yeah. So like, I understand that, like, why it is, because, you know, if it's one thing people love is to feel somebody's heart. And you get that through gospel. Like, you really do. And I love that they're letting these people lean into the genre that they want to be in. Yeah. Because, like, you know, when they first came out, they wanted everybody to be a pop star. Mm-hmm. Like, it wasn't like, you know, where Kelly was one. I think Carrie Underwood was the first person to step out and said, I wanted to do country. I didn't want to be in pop or R&B. I wanted to do something different. So Carrie changed the game, because then after that, a lot more country artists came out and a lot more people came, you know, to the forefront and things like that. So I'm happy that they got rid of Katy Perry, because I've never really been a fan of her. I really don't like her like that. Not saying I hate her, but I just don't like the way she acts, like a lot of the time. But
not saying I hate her.
No, not saying I no, I definitely don't. But like, I really feel like Carrie was a great fit, because like she's an alumni. Like she won. She went on to have great success, because her first album was literally a cover to cover.
I just want to have judges that can sing.
Yeah.
And
Katie's not that person.
Shade-free Katie.
Katie's not that person.
But like, girl.
Katie cannot sing live. She can sing in the studio, though. Not even then. A lot of
people can.
Probably not even then, too, because, probably not. Nope. But never was a fan of her. And even from I Kissed a Girl and I Liked It. Because, you know, she put out 2 gospel albums before that album even dropped.
Who?
Katy Perry.
Put out what?
She was a gospel artist before she started putting out this stuff. She had 2.
You are lying.
She's like Stacey Orico. They had 2 gospel albums before they even went into the pop industry. So she dropped two of them. And then like 3 years later, she dropped I Kissed a Girl and I Liked It. My hand is up to God. And y'all can drop it to the comments. I am so serious. She was a gospel artist before she became a pop artist. That's another reason why I really didn't like her, because like, how you switch like that, that's a lot to go from I Love the Lord to I Kissed a Girl and I Liked It. And I hope my boyfriend don't mind it. You are really like shocked right now.
I am.
Not you. What did people, did I gag you? I don't sound
very
right
much
saying
so.
that.
You don't. Never say it again. But very much so. I had zero clue. You really learn something new every day.
Seriously. I mean, Lionel is a great one. You think Lionel sings down? I put Lionel and Babyface in the same room. No? Because he's easy like a Sunday morning. You know, it's just very...
I do not think that he sings down.
Okay,
no, I've never in my life...
No.
As long as I've been black, heard Lionel Richie sing anything and said, sing. Have
sing,
never.
Lionel.
Now, legend, absolutely.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
For sure. Flowers given. Like
Garden full.
No, literally. Garden full.
But.
Lord. Listen, I love coming here every single time and sitting with you. And I'm so excited that you guys come in here and sit with us. This was so exciting, as usual. Episode 8. So, make sure we do a couple things, okay? Right. We have an Instagram,
we do.
Okay? I'm Not in the Mood Podcast _24. I need you guys to get on it. If you hit a follow for us, please.
Thanks.
Make sure that you subscribe to Jay's page.
Thank you.
Jay Petty Coker, right? Petey, I'm sorry. Why I say Petty?
I don't know. I feel tried a little bit.
I feel like that works a little bit. No. Stop that right there. No. Make sure that you guys will see the full episodes on her YouTube channel. So make sure you guys look out for that. And of course, you'll see all of our clips on Instagram, on TikTok, and everywhere we can upload something. It's going to be there. You best believe it.
All right.
So please make sure you guys like.
Yeah.
Make sure you comment. My Lord. Make sure that you subscribe. And then make sure you share this with somebody. Share it with everybody. And hit the bell and make it do what? Twerk. Because that's the only way you're going to know every single time we are uploading and talking.
Absolute nerves.
All right. And we love y'all so much. Thank you guys for coming in once again. It is always a joy to have you guys in here. So we can't wait for you guys to see this episode. And while we're at it, make sure that we're always having unscripted conversations and unlimited laughter. Okay. We love y'all. And until next time. Boom.